And we are very soon going live. Okay, Carolina. Now we just have to wait for a couple of seconds until Facebook does its magic because I don't want anyone to miss out on the first couple of minutes. And we're good to get started.
Okay.
So
I already got a notification, so
there we go. We are live, Carolina. Welcome. How are you?
thank you. I'm good. What about you?
Fantastic. So just for all of you that haven't met Carolina, she is this wonderful lady coming all the way from Lisbon, Portugal. So I remember that when we met the very first time, we had the first conversation and you were like, oh, Claudia, your program is too expensive. There is no way that I can actually afford that. And I said, yeah, fair enough, that can happen. And then 2 weeks later, you sent me a message and you said, I actually managed to save the money so I can join you. And I was overly excited. And since then, you stick to the program, you read the ebooks, you came to the group coaching calls, you sent me messages, you worked so hard to get your period back. And finally, you get it back. So for all the women listening to us at the moment, we would like also to get a background story. So what happened in the past and what made you lose your menstrual cycle to start with?
So, first of all, thank you for doing this live. I'm really excited. Um, I think the first step towards getting my period MIA was understand why. Sorry, my English is a bit confusing now. It all started when I was a small child, and I always liked to eat a lot, and so all the kids ate very fast to go running and playing, and I always liked to stay with adults and taste everything. And I don't know, it was like second nature for me. I did it instantaneously. I didn't think about it. I just enjoyed it and ate it and move on with my life. And so I always had comments from adults and from older children and children of my age. And adults always said, like, you eat a lot. Some were kind, some weren't. And children were always mean. I'm not going to ease on it. They were very mean and mostly older children. And so I looked up at them because I thought they were older and they were wiser. And the things they told me were that no one would want to play with me. I was too fat and I would never have friends. And well, I only understood that this was my set point, my when I dove into my recovery, because well, I knew that happened, but I didn't make the connection between people made fun of me and now I don't feel like I'm enough.
And how
So
old were you back then? I'm sorry, how old were you?
I don't know, it started like at 5 until 10, 11, 12, 13, that
Okay, so
age.
between age and 5 and 12, you basically learned that if you were in a fat body, you were gonna end up being alone and you were bullied and people were not gonna love you. That's the message that you
Yeah.
receive from the society. Okay, thank you for sharing that. And then what happened?
And so, as a teenager, I was very insecure. But when I was 12, 13, I had to do a massive spinal surgery. And so I couldn't eat because all the meds and the morphine and everything. So I lost the weight, and um, the kids are so bad. I was skinny and they started being my friends. So from that moment on, I started having more friends and stuff like that. But eventually, after losing all that weight, I returned to a healthy, not hospital weight, and so that was a age where my colleagues were like, oh, you should have a flat tummy, you should be like this and like that. And I didn't fall into that trap for a long time, but there was a friend of mine that she said like, oh, you should try this, you will look so much better and stuff like that. And in that moment, I only did it because she did it, and I don't know. So I did this crazy diet of, I don't know, it will sound a bit absurd, but like 700 calories a day. It was madly. And so in that summer, I lost my period, and as normal, I just, this is fun for me, and I'm going to eat normal again. And so it did like a trampoline effect. It went down with that massive diet, and then it went up like gigantically, enormously ways. And so I went to the low self-esteem and bad body image cycle again. And so in the first quarantine, I guess, yeah, I had a couple of friends, and they were very bad friends, and they made me feel bad about that new weight I had. They were like, oh, if you don't go to the gym with me, you continue to be fat and stuff like that. And so in the quarantine, I lost a lot of weight, and I kept losing it until March this year. So 1 year and stuff, because quarantine started in March 2020, and so my stupid ideas, as I like to think about it in my head, stopped in March. And so in March, I already had no period for 6 months. So I thought this isn't healthy, and I went to see a
OBGYN.
YN, I'm sorry. And she told me I would have to go to the pill, and I didn't want to go to the pill because I'm a science nerd, and I knew everything it would do wrong to me, and all the things that went wrong with the pill in the past, and that could go wrong with me. And so I said, I don't want this, and this isn't my problem, because I saw the values on the blood tests and on the my ovarians. And so I was like, this isn't a good doctor. I don't have polycystic ovarian syndrome. And so I went to a new doctor, and she told me, well, you have to increase 2 kilos of your weight. I don't know how much that is in pounds or anything. And you have to not go to the gym so often. And she said, like, just decrease a bit. And so I decreased it just a bit from that moment, which was May, until the end of July. And I honestly didn't felt a lot of differences. And I kept researching and researching. And well, I came across with you. And in the first, I just heard the videos and stuff like that, and I hoped it would help me. So that was around August, and I dropped completely exercise. Like from one day to the other, I just called the lady in the academy gym, and told, I have an illness, so I won't be able to go to the gym for a very long time. And she was like, okay, just recover, and then you can come back whenever you want. And so in the beginning of September. I think it was when I reached to you, I guess. And so I was a bit afraid because firstly, my parents, they don't like online stuff, sending
Who is
money
this lady?
online.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a lady from another country. They were like, sounds suspicious.
Well, now that you say it out loud, it actually sounds suspicious. But I remember that I also offered to talk to your parents just to make them feel okay with this all online program.
I felt safe. I didn't felt like this is suspicious. I felt safe because, you know, we talked and I saw your videos and
yeah,
I just had this confidence, trust about you. So a few weeks later, well, in those 2 weeks where first contact to the second contact with you, I relapsed completely. I just got back to my old habits and I started feeling less me because I was like half in since my doctor said I should take a little bit slower. And in those 2 weeks, I just took a huge step back. But I was saving the money. So when I mentally got to the stage that I understood that there was no way I could relapse again, and I had the money, I could do the program, and I just went full in, completely, just
and
everything.
I have to say that differently from other people, you have actually been participating a lot. So I know that you have connected with lots of the women in the HA community. You have been supporting them and they've been supporting you. So it has been marvelous to actually see the level of friendship developing inside the community. And I know that I was talking to other women like on our one-on-one sessions, and they were like, yeah, I talked to Carolina. Yeah, she's amazing. She's so supportive. So you're really great from that perspective. And also you came to the group calls because for you now you got your period back, but you're still coming and showing up because sometimes it's not about only getting the period back, but it's also healing the relationship with your body and also healing what happened to you many years ago, and also finding a place where you are done with diet mentality. You know that dieting and going to the gym every day is not helping your body, but you also need to be surrounded by women that actually understand that concept. Because if you look around at the moment, everyone is telling you it's fine to go on a diet, it's fine to go to the gym. But the reality is that at the moment you are studying at uni, you're about to become an engineer. Is that bioengineer or just a simple engineer? A bioengineer. And so you need energy. Like your schedule is incredibly full, and you really don't have the time to waste to count calories and to go to the gym and to restrict your food, because you need to be productive in life. So may I ask you, do you think that having the support of the other women actually helped you during this process, and is still helping you?
Yeah, because in my group of friends and school colleagues, they didn't felt it. I didn't met anyone with HA. I felt that I was the only one and that I was alone and everything was difficult. And then when talking with other women that are going through the same things as me, I just went like, oh, I'm not the only one. And I can help them, and they can help me, and just be friends. Like, what are you going through? What are you doing? How can I help you? What are your difficulties right now? And I just did it with my friends in other levels, and doing this in this level that I thought I was alone is very good. And my parents now know that I love being in this call. They are like, oh, she's going to the call, let her go. And
I'm so glad that they are happy and convinced now.
yeah.
And I think that that's also the beauty of COVID. Before COVID, we were not really happy to go online to meet people. I mean, yes, we used to do it on Instagram, TikTok, and all of that, but there wasn't like a very strong connection. We were just scrolling through the social medias. But now, because we have been stuck inside our homes for so many months, we have started to develop also beautiful online connections. And I'm pretty sure that you have also met some friends in the community, which I'm really pleased about. So Carolina, you got your first period back. Now we are obviously want to make sure that you're gonna get the second one and the third one and forever periods. So may I ask you, have you changed anything from your first period until now?
Just the thing I talked in the community call, just to sleep last week, and these past 2 nights I have been sleeping 8 hours and 15. So I think I'm going in the right track now. But yeah, I think that's the only thing. I do admit that once I got my period, the thoughts of you should eat less and you should go back, you should look like you used to, they came back, but I was like a policeman, I hear in my shoulder just telling, no, don't go that way, please. No, we don't want to do this again.
And that's beautiful. And also that's something that I said in a group call the other day. Maybe this is the perfect time for you to actually come to all the calls and share on the community, because whenever we get that little voice, that little chatter on the back of our head, we want to make sure that we have the right support to send it away without having to struggle with it all day long. So for all the women listening to us today, do you have a message that you would like to share, or is there anything that you would like to say? I know that I'm putting you on the spot right now, but just in case that you want to share something, that's your moment.
I don't know. I would like women to feel like they are here to live, like just live without thinking. And when we are going through HA, we're just too worried about things that they don't mean anything. They won't bring you joy. They are not people. They are not moments. They are not anything. And they're just things that are inside our head, and they are eating all the essence that we have inside of us. And if you are struggling with just letting go of these thoughts, just think of the person you want to be, just to live everything fully, because that's a thing that I felt once I started to feel better, was that everything was just so much like, whoa, just looks like life now, not just surviving. It really looks like life. So just let go of those external things and everything will look better now, I guess.
You know what, Carolina, that sometimes I have to remind myself that you're so young, because you come up with some golden nuggets sometimes. Like, whoa, I wasn't really that, not smart, but I wasn't really that open when I was your age. So thank you so much for sharing this with us today. I know that it's time for you possibly to go for dinner, so I'll let you go. And ladies, if you're listening, if you want to get in contact with Carolina, I'm pretty sure that she's gonna be happy to answer to your messages. And if you have any question for Carolina, just put it in the comment below. And thank you, Carolina, for being here today.
Thank you so much for all the support, because I wouldn't definitely get here if it wasn't for you. And I now, I told you before, but I now look up a lot for you, because you did it all by yourself, and now you help so much people being better and better people, not only just getting a bleed, just being true people. And so thank you.
Okay, so I cried last week when you told me that. I'm not gonna cry again online. Bye, everyone.